Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say Gosso, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, was what I thought of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I was just saying no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. But then it took a long fun eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. And now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, a killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. One beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over the Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace up with presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. show me ass and cut I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, oh, she's so fine. I just wanna take it, beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen of Prestige, how are you? Welcome back. How are you? How's family? Welcome back. Today is Wednesday, the 8th of February. We have a show. We do have a show. On your way in, please help me do me a favor. Okay, this is how we tell the algorithms that we're hanging out, we're having a good time. Help me hit that like button. Okay, do me a favor, hit that like button as you're coming in. Thank you. If you can hear me loud and clear, also let me know in the chat. Let me see. I know D Love is already here. Welcome. D Love says calling cap on all men cheat before the show even starts. Biko, that means please. I know that part about the Igbo language. Biko, hit that like button. She's calling cap already.
Stop the cap.
Love it. Welcome, D Love. Shout out to you. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Life with Natu. Good to see you. Life with Natu. Good to see you. Welcome. We have Gomez here. Shout out to Gomez. Good to see you. We have Gorex Corner is here. Good evening. Welcome. We have Chinye is here. Awesome. We have everyone who's here on time. Hit that like button. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let me just see. All right. Good. Let's just get into cover some house rules really quickly before we move forward. Either you're watching this as a rebroadcast or live, help me hit that like button. Over here, Man of Prestige, we talk about relationships. We talk about power. We talk about seduction. We try to understand attraction, emotional intelligence, patience, and love. If we have some time, we'll talk about marriage. Okay, welcome back. And my name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. We write books. We create a lot of content, obviously. I have 2 books that I've written, one with my wife. This one is very, very important for majority of the topic we cover. You can get the book for free at www.loveandprestige.com. You can also you can also get all the different versions, the physical book, audible.com. The audiobook is available as well. You can sign up for free if you're not yet a member. Also paperback, all of it, Kindle, all of that, right? In every format, okay? And over here, we also offer coaching for people who want more personalized, customized, strategic planning solution for their personal relationships as well as business. Okay, you can see all of that at lolaanola.com/coaching. Welcome. The coaching programs are not free, FYI. This that we do here is free. The books are free, right? Podcast, we're available everywhere, by the way. Podcast, Facebook, what else? Everywhere, literally. You can literally Google Man of Prestige and we'll pop right up. All right, so we try to make that available for you from time to time. And also, we do this live live session. We'll do this at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every weekdays. Okay, and some weekends, depending on if any trendy stuff happens, we'll come to the weekends as well. So welcome, welcome. The other side of things is that the live session, yes, it's long form. If you want the shorter version, we release tons of short as 30 seconds. Okay, all throughout the week. So make sure you're supporting, hitting the like button anytime we drop a piece of content. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you're not yet a member of the Prestige family, join us on WhatsApp. That way you also make sure you're notified when I do come live. So, and if this link doesn't work, you can try this number. Okay. WhatsApp only. All right. So shout out to everyone that's here right now. We do have about 12 people watching us live. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you all. So let's get into this. Today is relaxed. What are we talking about? All men cheat. All men cheat. Is this true? Do we have any data behind this? Do we have any data to support this this notion that all men cheat? I mean, this is a very common theme. Unless you've been living in the cave, if you've been hiding in the cave somewhere, that's the only way you haven't heard if all men cheat or not, right? Do all men cheat? Somebody says every man eventually cheats, right? People want to know what percentage of men cheats, right? What percentage? I've seen all different types of stats. Some people say 55%. Obviously, most of the rhetoric you're going to get out there is 100% of men cheat. Maybe the best, 99% of men cheat, right? Somebody try to make an exception, right? It's got to be some kind of exception right there, right? Yeah. So infidelity is a big deal. As far as recorded reasons why people file for divorce, infidelity is on top 3, I think. But let's talk about it. I want to know, what are your thoughts about this? What are your thoughts about this? Let's see what everyone is saying. Welcome, welcome. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Thank you. Don't miss out on hitting the like button. Gorek says no, and they generalized. Oh, right off the bat, right? Julian, welcome. Julian says, my brother is a pastor, servant of God. Irony. He does not cheat. I can swear his medicine is such a fine, upright man.
I'm a one in you.
Okay, all right.
Stop the cap.
All right. I believe you, Julian. I believe you. I promise. Okay. Make a laugh first. I'm ready now for my opinion. Okay, you're ready for your opinion. Okay. No data. This is only something our Niger brothers say to get away with rubbish. Oh, so they do say this to get away with rubbish, right? Some people use it to justify, like, you should know this already now. Like, what is the big deal, right? Like, why are you complaining about men cheat? Like, this shouldn't be any type of surprise, right? Let me see. Gomez says, I don't agree with the notion that all men cheat. Agreed, some men do cheat. Well, some people do cheat, right? Many do flirt, which is sometimes harmless. Is flirting harmless? Is that really harmless, right? Or it depends. But it's a thin line between flirting and cheating. If the boundaries are not put in place on either side, there are still faithful men in 2020. So there are still faithful men in 2023. I think that's a great place to start from, don't you think? I think that's a good place to start from, right? All right, so here's the thing. There's this article here that I want to skim through it. I want to just skim through this article really quickly because the truth is that there's a lot of opinions out there. Most people's opinions are driven by their experience. It's not necessarily personal experience. It could be somebody that they've they can relate with. Maybe you know a friend went through a cheating wife. Men too. Men are starting to really cast this wide net over everybody and say all men cheat. Hit that like button if you're coming in. Welcome, welcome. Hit that like button. I appreciate you. If you're coming in, hit that like button. That's your fees for coming into the conversation. But I appreciate you. You don't owe me that. It's a privilege if you hit that like button. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let me share this really quickly. What percentage of men cheat, right? By the way, how many of you came in because of the thumbnail? How many of you? I'm wondering how many people came in because of the thumbnail, right? The thumbnail is no one other than one of our finest actors of Nigeria, RMD Richard Mofe-Damijo, right? Let me see what's going on here. Okay, I know why. Richard Mofe-Damijo, right? This guy right here. How old is RMD these days? Should be about 70, 80, something like that, right? How old is RMD? All right, this guy right here. RMD. How old is RMD? Right? That's the person. RMD Richard Mofe-Damijo is the person on our flyer today. If you say all men cheat, he's a man, right? It's a man. So if anybody got triggered into this conversation because of that, it's like including your RMD, right? Right? It's like everybody, including your father, including your pastor, right? But I think we started on a good note. A lot of people here already said that doesn't sound right. But it only doesn't sound right because the title says that. So something is already pushing you like no. It's because I led with that. What if I started the conversation with that black men don't cheat? What would you say? Black men, that's my personal opinion, by the way. Black men don't cheat. Okay, that's my personal opinion. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Do you agree with that? I'm curious to know if you agree with black men don't cheat. I don't know about this white people, but black men don't cheat. Okay, especially the black men in my family. Right? Let's see. Welcome, Lady Navarre. Good to see you. What's with this title, sir? That's what we're talking about now. That's why we're in the conversation. Voxy, welcome. Forget that pastor business. I don't see pastor. Wait, no, let me rest on top phone conji. I think we should change the title to Mr. Johnson. Go man. Right? Men have said to me, and my ex-husband told me that 99.9% of men cheat. Yeah, that's why would a man say that? Right? Why would a man want to throw us all under the bus? Especially black men. As we know, black men don't cheat, right? That's my opinion. Laughable. It's 61. Okay, RMD is 61. Okay, not bad. Now that's a good-looking man. RMD has been fine. Good for you, D-Love. Good for you. I will still have some answer. I know. No, I don't agree with you, Ola. I said black men don't cheat. I know Lady Navarre will agree with me. Black men don't cheat. I know D-Love will agree with me. Wait, D-Love, you wanna Yoda. Yimu. Hey. Black men don't cheat. Black men don't cheat. That's a fact. That's my opinion. All right, hit that like button. Chinja said a lot of men cheat, but not all men cheat. A lot. What's a lot? Can you put a number on it? 20%, 30%, 1%, right? Because if you say 99% of men don't cheat. I will accept that. Black men don't cheat. I think I can still accept that, right? He will say that because he's a cheat. Right. A man who says 99% of men cheat. That's just not cool, right? Not cool. Brother Patrick, I need to be seeing you here. You're over there commenting on another video. Where's Brother Patrick? Are you back here? Good to see you on the other video. Lies, BT Bao. That's my opinion. Do I not have right to my opinion anymore? Okay. I don't have right to my opinion anymore, Abby. That's my opinion. You're calling me a liar? Are you calling me a liar now? RMD na D love tikwe. We all would be tempted one way or another, but it takes a strong willpower to say no. All right. We should talk about how to prevent yourself from being in that position. I knew it. I knew Brother Patrick was here. Welcome, Brother Patrick. I like Patrick. Welcome. Welcome, accounting. Accounting says, maybe 95% of men. You might as well just say 95.5 or 99%, right? Or 95.99. It could be that not all men possess the inclination to cheat. Now we're getting somewhere. But a significant number of them have the ability to do so. Well, all human beings have the ability to cheat, right? Correct, say 70%. 70%, busy bao. If that's the case, this is a war zone. Now, this is a war. If that's the case, don't you think this is a war zone that we're living in? Right? If that's the case, that would be this would be a war zone now. Come on now. 70%. That's majority of men. How much of that is black men? Because my opinion is that black men don't cheat. Okay? That's my opinion. A dealer say it's too early for me to collect. I beg now. I'm over here nyimuing to that in Igbo. We call it Iswimi. Swimi. I see you don't believe me, Abi. So I should basically stop the cap. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Stop the cap.
Is that what you're trying to tell me? Honestly, I strongly believe that black men don't cheat, and I'll explain why to you in a little bit. I will explain why to you. I know. Yeah, I will explain why to you. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure we do this. We're missing 10 likes. Thank you. Hit that like button as you're coming in so we can get into the conversation. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Okay. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Black men don't cheat. And I'll explain, I'll break it down for you, okay? I play too much. No, I promise. I mean what I'm saying though. I will explain it to you. I need to make sense to you. Starting from today, I promise you by the end of this show, you will become an evangelist for black men in particular. Okay? You will start going around and saying, black men don't cheat. Okay? I promise you, by the end of this show, you will also be going around saying the same thing. Okay? Because it will just make too much sense to you. I promise you. Okay? Accounting says, does the black men include Nigerian men? You're very, very, very funny. You're very, very, very... I pronounced it correctly. That's awesome. That's awesome. Iswimi. Ishu is yam in Yoruba. Imi is igbe, as in like as in like kaka, like boka from somebody's buka. Welcome, Yvette. Welcome. Ola, you cannot convince me on that. I can. I promise you. Just hang in there with me. I promise you. Black men don't cheat. I don't care what kind of experience you've had. Black men don't cheat. They don't. Okay. I support you on that because our Nigerian men are something else. Yes, including Nigerian men. Nigerian men are black men. Yes, including Nigerian men. Black men don't cheat. Okay, they don't cheat. And after today, okay, you will be able to, after I explain it to you, you'll be able to walk around and tell everyone else and be a champion of black men and say no, they don't cheat. Okay. Pronounce with the S. Yeah, no dots. Yeah. Isu. The Oyo people do say Isu instead of issue. Okay, the Badon people. No experience. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Lack of experience, no experience. So yes, experience. So today, you will after this show, you will start to the walk around and tell everybody that black men don't cheat. Okay, I'm not twisting. I promise. I won't be twisting anything. Okay, Ola, please don't twist. They don't cheat, but they are promiscuous. No. No, not that. I promise. Okay, no. I promise. I'm not twist. I'm not gonna twist. No, I'm not gonna twist. I want to tell you what it is, and then it will make sense to you. Then we'll take it from there. But first of all, let's look at this stats on this screen. There's some what percentage of men cheat. Let's look at the introduction. It says it's every woman's worst nightmare, finding out that the husband had an affair, right? While it's true that people of all genders cheat, that's true, right? Nearly every study on extramarital affairs shows that men are more likely to commit adultery than women. See, this thing is about to contradict what I said, but let's stay on here, right, for a second, right? So why is it that men are more likely? Can anybody want to share their thoughts? Why is it that men are more likely to engage in to commit adultery? Adultery means extramarital affairs, right? Why? Anybody want to tell me in the chat? Why is it that men are more likely based on whatever statistics these people are claiming right now? Why? 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 Oh, why? Nigerian men are very special in a good way. Absolutely. Ola, okay. Please listen to this one, Ola. Let me listen to this one, Ola. Yeah, listen now. Listen here. Don't get me started with the Ibadan people. Yeah, Ibadan people love the best Yoruba accent ever. Everyone, please watch me, and Ola is owing me 100 pounds because he must not convince me. I didn't bet, so I don't know. I don't know where you're coming from with that. No, I didn't bet. No bet. Maybe because they have a stronger conji feelings. Is that why? Is it the stronger conji feelings? That could be a reason, right? Right? That could be a reason. So let's make that number one, right? Brother Patrick says men are visually attracted. So we can just feed our eyes now. Why do we have to engage, right? We can just feed our eyes. But you're 100% true. Like if they're more visually attracted, there's a chance that they might pursue from a place of weakness, I guess, right? That's just a higher chance, right? And then somebody says lack of self-control. I will not be accepting that D-Love about my gender. We have self-control. I will not be accepting that. That, I need to find that. Jonathan, Jonathan, that is not correct.
That is good.
That is not correct. That is not correct. Okay, so no, I won't accept that. We do have self-control. Self-control and congeal are two different lanes. All right. I'm saying that today, okay? Today, okay? Men are more likely to cheat because they are visual beings. Well, shout out to Bekeme. I'm saying that name for the first time. They are visual beings, but that's not an excuse. Marry the type of woman you like to avoid issues. Marry the type of woman you like to avoid issues like this. I have an idea what you're saying. They can't control their third leg. Seeing sucks upon injury. And they want to ease their tension. Ilé yóò dáa.
Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú yín tó a fọ́bìnrin o Ọlọ́run yóò wà pẹ̀lú rẹ.
But anyway, let me continue the article. Infidelity is unfortunately a common occurrence in married couples. Let me by common. What do you mean common? And even men who firmly believe they would never cheat on their spouse can still find themselves in sticky situation. What's the key word? Sticky situations. I agree 100% with that. Right? Keep in mind there are two ends of this frame of reference. Men, there are a lot of them these days. A lot of them are the loudest ones on the internet. Yes, a lot of them are the ones who are in the red pill community. Okay, just so you know. A lot of men that have been on the receiving end of a cheating woman. FYI. Okay. Just so you know, even men who firmly believe they will never cheat, they find themselves in sticky situations, whether it's an emotional affair with a co-worker or a one-night stand with a work wife. Jesus. Men who are caught cheating will often try to minimize, rationalize, and justify. What are the different justifications that you've ever heard from men? We said one earlier, right? You should know now, 99.9% of men cheat, right? That's a lot of men say that to justify their behavior. Okay, a lot of men say that. A lot of men say that. Gomez says it's a mind thing, Jerry. Yeah, a lot of these issues are mind. Yeah, but also what that article just said, sticky situation. There's a difference between a person there's a clear difference between a person that just doesn't respect your relationship, a serial cheater. He does it all the time. You catch him. As a matter of fact, in your face, he's telling you, no, I can't break up with her, right? There's a difference between that and a person who cheated. They found themselves in a sticky situation. Those are two different things. Okay? You have to draw a line between the two. Okay? A person who finds themselves in sticky situation, or a person who is actually practicing that lifestyle. Okay? As a matter of fact, a person who is practicing the lifestyle of having extramarital affairs with multiple people or with the same chick over and over, right? For years, as in like he's already caught, but he's already told you, he's demonstrated that he's not breaking up with that person. I think we should find a different name for that person. Because at that point in time, he knows that you know. He knows that you know. And he's not willing to, for some reason, right? You can't, if it's not doing it behind you, I don't know if you can call that cheating anymore. Cheating is like you go into the fridge to grab meat as a teenager that you know that you will get whipped if your mom catches you. You're doing it behind their back. You wouldn't want, that's cheating. Okay, it usually involves two other things: stealing and lying. Okay, in this case of infidelity as adults, it's no stealing, but it's usually accompanied by lying. You have to lie to cover your tracks. But if the person is no longer lying, it's like, it is what it is, do you? I don't know if we can call that cheating anymore. I don't know, but a lot of people categorize it as cheating. It can be infidelity. It's still betraying the commitment they made to you, right? Yeah, I don't know. There's something I'm trying to think about there, but I don't know. Let's keep going. Even when they married their spec and have not made that decision not to cheat and back it up with actions, they will still cheat. And then she go, oh my days, oh my days.
Oh my days, irú ọmọ wo wá rèé nítorí Ọlọ́run.
Please, what do you mean by cheating, Gongon? That's a good question. See, now we're talking, Gorex. What I mean by cheating? We talk about mind cheating or physically cheating. Anything you can't do in front of your spouse. Anything you're quite aware that will upset your wife or your husband, but you're doing it as cheating. But let's not cap, okay? We're talking about involving yourself in a romantic affair with another human being that you wouldn't want your partner to know about. Romantically speaking, right? So if they have a best friend and they went to play golf after, and he kind of skipped that part of it, can that be considered cheating? Yes, it can be. But again, it starts to get sticky, right? That definition stay, which question be that? Cheating or cheating? No matter. What is cheating is the question, D-Love. Exactly. Stupid ass justification. Okay, so that's just, what other justifications have you heard before? Men like to be praised and have their egos massaged. I do. I don't know if I call it ego, but I enjoy words of affirmation. As a matter of fact, I think it's one of my primary love languages. I do. I feel good if you speak well of me, and if you use your words very, very nicely with me, I enjoy that. Like I'm not gonna front about that, right? Especially me. Do most men? Yes. What about most human beings, right? So, but you're right. Particularly men, you'll get a lot of your ways if you know how to use that. Okay, we're talking seduction now, right? All right, we do have some seduction topics to cover in a little bit. All right, so let's see, what else do we have here? So disrespectful to be disgracing the woman and the woman knows. Yes, it's outright disrespect, and as usual, as 100% of the time, it's a testament to the level of self-respect you have. That's not an indictment. That's not necessarily your fault. It's just what it is. If you lack self-respect, you will attract such disrespect. I don't want to unpack that right now, okay? But it's not an insult, I promise you. At least I don't mean it as that. Anyone can cheat, literally. Especially those that are very adamant about the fact that it will never be them. The key word is can. It doesn't mean you will. Okay? Who never thief meat from in mama pot? Raise your hand now. Exactly. So, block my cheats more than any other race. What do you mean? Shout out to On Your Coffee Break. I haven't seen you in a few days. I feel like I knew that where you were going to now. No, black men don't cheat. You still don't know where I'm going. I'm going there soon. Other justification: men are polygamous in nature. If we're going to talk about that, every human being is polygamous in nature. In that context, every human being is polygamous in nature. Okay, particularly because we're saying nature, not nurture. Nature. Okay, it means every human being is capable of romantically being with multiple people. Okay, is it harder for women? Yes, because of nurture, not because of nature. See the difference? See the difference? Not because of nature. Nature says you can get involved with multiple partners, within the same bracket of time, right? It's just a possibility. What do you want me to tell you, right? Nurture, particularly when we talk about how we've been socialized, yes, it's a little bit harder for women in most societies to engage in polygamous behavior. Now, if we're talking about marriage practice, even that argument don't they start to collect because of the polyamory practices, polygyny, all these different poly stuff talk. You can see them on TikTok. Okay, so even that argument is already collecting. Now, granted, most of us, if we're talking about in practice, most of us were monogamists, including Yul Edochie. Okay, that's why you are shalayeing and begging over and over after you did what you did. You're just not really a polygamist. Okay. All right. Chinye says my move button. It does feel good. Yeah, that's my move button. If you say nice words to me, you can pretty much get a little closer into making me do what you want me to do. Just a little closer. That's not all. All right. All right. Men, they enjoy you. See what nature don't put woman. Nurture. Not nurture. And it's not men that did that. It's human beings together that we did that. Right? We did it all together. All right. So let me see the. Okay. So it says, but in the end, cheating is ultimately a choice. That's a fact. It's a choice. Either you fell on the bola or you mistakenly swam into the wrong direction. Right? Whatever. It's always a choice. It doesn't mean we can't explain it psychologically, mentally further, or emotionally. Okay? Because some people are triggered by the cheating and infidelity conversations that once we start to explain this whole idea of sticky situations, you're spending significant amount of time with the person at work. When at home, the person is just living life, the see finish don't enter. He said, but it's still a choice. We know it's still a choice, but the choice becomes a little bit easier to make if people feel right. If people feel right with wrong behavior. No, but all I just heard you say, you're justifying. I know. I promise it's not about justification. It's just so you understand that human beings don't be your mates. Okay? If they feel right doing the wrong thing, they will do the wrong thing. If they feel right making the wrong choices, they will make the wrong choice. The key word in all of that is feelings. So, but it's their feelings. Why is that my business? I know. So you shouldn't, if it's not your business, you shouldn't be complaining. But it sounds like we are contradicting ourselves. It's your business. So you might want to pay attention to how you might possibly be influencing certain feelings, right? Just maybe. You can't put that all on yourself, right? You can't, this is not, ultimately, it's still not your responsibility. Ultimately, it's not your fault that a person chooses to cheat on you. Okay? But when you are trying to understand romantic relationships, you have to pay a little bit further attention beyond right and wrong rhetorics. A little bit more. Okay? Just the idea that you're open to, this is not about right and wrong. What can I learn from this experience? Right? What can I, not what should I make the other person learn? Right? What can I learn from this experience? Okay. The decision to cheat can be driven by multiple factors. You see, decisions are driven by various different factors. Not just, they're just evil. They just lack self-control. Not just that. Multiple factors. Let's see. None of which are an excuse. None of them are an excuse for the careless decision. See, decisions are made, and sometimes we make stupid decisions. It is what it is, all right? Just in life as human beings, right? But to pretend like that decision is not driven by so many things, not just character, loyalty, right? But it can help explain why it happened in the first place. Yes, it will help you particularly. So it's not just helping the other person by justifying their behavior. It's helping you. It helps you to understand why. Everything in life, if you're especially when it comes to understanding relationships and power dynamics in relationships altogether, you must almost always ask why. Not almost. You must always ask why. Okay? Ask why. Don't be so quick to make conclusions. It's a choice. We know. You're right. It's a choice. We know this. It's a choice. Okay? But when a person is in a position where they feel like they have to make this kind of decisions, they might be past that point where they don't feel an insult when you say it's a choice, right? They don't feel any sense of insult, remorse. They might not even be able to explain it like that. They might not even care at all.
Don't care, don't care, don't care, still don't care. I don't care, I don't. I don't care.
Yeah. So the only person that might be caring about that is you, and so clearly you have further questions that needs answers, right? Men, they enjoy your nurture. Yes, nurture. Thank you, Goma. Where are all the men for this forum? Them no one come defend the agenda. Don't worry, I can represent them. They're always listening behind the scenes. Let's see. Yes, individuals may cheat due to combination of push and pull factors. That's a good point. Yes, absolutely. More fresh. Shout out to More Fresh. Men have plan B when going into a relationship, which helps them to cheat or walk out. D Love, thank you for your support. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you so much. Makes sense. Go to the channel that helps me get through the end of business day. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So let me get back to some of this. The decision to cheat can be driven by multiple factors, none of which are an excuse for the careless decision, but it can help to understand the explanation behind the percentage of men cheat. We spoke to, okay, it says, okay, let's see, what percentage of men cheat? Research tells us, these are the numbers you're looking for. Research tells us that an average around 20% of men are unfaithful to their spouse. Hey, let's first of all kill that 70% that Gorex Corner was telling us earlier. 20%, okay? 20% of men are unfaithful. You see how we exaggerate? Gorex, come forward. Maybe now you owe me 100 pounds, right? But not yet. Black men don't cheat. As compared to 13% of women, okay? Of course, the only research available is from self-report surveys, so the number might be somewhat higher. Ronnie. But most surveys and studies support this finding. Okay. So we could use that number, 20%, okay? To understand why 1 in 5 married men cheat, it's important to consider the gender differences, okay, in attitudes towards cheating. In the aforementioned 2017 study, men were less likely to report that extramarital sex was always wrong. Okay, so belief system is a part of the reason why this number may be off, right? More likely to view it as almost always wrong only sometimes, and not wrong at all. So some men don't believe that it is wrong at all, extramarital affairs, right? This indicates that not only do men cheat more than women, but so if they're justifying it, right? If they're saying it's not wrong, if a decent amount of men are saying it's not wrong at all, we can almost assume that more men cheat than most women, right? And more women, right? Okay, so let's look at this interesting information here. At what age are married men most likely to cheat? A study from IFS uncovered some surprising data. Before 30, the number of married men and women who cheat is about the same, 10% versus 11%. Before 30, however, as we age, men become more likely to stray, not just in midlife, but later in life as well. Oh, wow. Okay. Now, this all obviously depends on what location. Shout out to Michael P. He said he's different from place to place. I saw that comment earlier. It's true. But these numbers are good enough, okay? IFS reports that infidelity rate among men in their 70s is the highest at 20%, 26%. Jesus Christ. And it remains high. Is it because they are more honest at that age? It remains high among men ages 80 and older, as 24% of men admit to being guilty of infidelity. All right, that's interesting. That's interesting. Anyway, let's leave that alone. You can find that article yourself. Shout out to this platform. It's called brides.com. You can find that article on brides.com. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. 70%. Your 70% Gorex is, add up. Sorry. Add up. All right. But I still stand that black men don't cheat. And let me explain that. Let me play a video for you first before I talk about that. I'm gonna play the actual video for you, and let's take it from there. Let's see. Let's play this video.
Something better?
What do you call better? You see, what you call better is not what men call better.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So be careful.
Why do men cheat then?
Because they have to cheat.
They have to cheat.
Yes, if they don't cheat, the word cheating will not be established.
What?
I have not yet. It's lack of opportunity. I keep telling you every day. When I do, you will know.
He said he have not yet. Okay. And because there's lack of opportunity. Okay, so here's another talking point out there. Some people say a man that doesn't cheat is because he doesn't have the opportunity. He doesn't have the options. There are two parts of that conversation, right? He said because they have to. Okay, his reason why men cheat is they have to. Okay, but I didn't get the full gist of what he was saying. This is just a TikTok video, right? Now, let me ask you like this, right? If we know that most men are not going to have the options to cheat, right? Is it safe to say now that obviously not all men cheat? That in fact majority of men don't cheat? Can we safely say that? I'm asking, right? I'm asking somebody. It's about
what do you call better? You see, what you call better is not what men call better.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So be careful.
Why do men cheat then?
Because they have to cheat.
He said because they have to cheat. Okay? He said because they have to cheat. All right. Now, why he thinks they have to cheat is beyond me, because if you find the long form video, I would love to get deeper into his conversation. I'm not sure what he's getting at, but they have to cheat. That says it's compulsory. Okompa, right? Ilo Bekeme says men have plan B when going into relationship. This makes it easier for them to cheat or walk away. Women, on the other hand, put their all to make the relationship work. Hence, it hurts when it ends. It's very safe for me to say that Ilo Bekeme is a woman. Right? It's very, very safe for me to say that. All right? Oh, obviously, D-Love is a woman. She's agreeing. Of course, right? It's very... listen, I can bet my monthly livelihood on it that Ilo Bekeme is a woman. Okay? Too many men... My assessment is that men literally put all their baskets in, all their eggs in that one marriage basket. Literally. That's why they can't walk away. It's actually harder, demonstrated by the numbers, for men to walk away from marriage. It doesn't mean they're on their best behavior. Okay, it doesn't mean that they are not cheating while inside of the marriage, right? But it's harder for men to walk away from marriage. We know this. She said yes. Right? We know this because there's data to back this up. 70% of divorces are initiated by women, up to 90% for college educated women. All right? It doesn't mean it's not justified. It doesn't mean that the man is actually. Men will stay inside of a marriage even if he's not enjoying himself, just because men are more attached, connected with the sense of this is duty, responsibility. I'm here, we die here. Even if it's what do you call it? Even if it's participating in bad behavior inside of the marriage, so it's not justified. But these are the reality, right? So when you say men have plan B, it's like literally they don't. And a side chick does not represent side B. Okay? A side chick is not a plan B. In fact, we have to have another conversation entirely about side chick. I'm going to come back to that, right? I got to come back to that side chick conversation.
They have to cheat.
Yes, if they don't cheat, the word cheating will not be established.
He said if they don't cheat, never mind that some people still meet inside pots. He said if they don't cheat, right? If men don't cheat on their wives, the word cheat will not be established. It was established because particularly men cheat romantically on their partners, right? Cynthia, shout out to Cynthia. Cynthia, how are you doing? Good to see you here. She says, I don't think that is why men stay. It's mainly down to the financial repercussions for them. It could be, right? That's all. I would say that's part of it, but that's part of it. That's very, very minuscule part of it, right? Very, very minuscule part of it. The last thing that a man is thinking about in deciding if he should stay in his marriage or not is finances. He's not thinking about leaving, is the point. He's not even thinking about leaving. He could participate in all types of bad behaviors, controlling behavior, disrespecting his wife, cheating on his wife. He's not thinking about leaving, period. That's the last thing on his mind. So it's not like, should I leave or should I stay? No. Most men are not doing that. They're not. A typical man is not saying, should I leave, should I stay? They accept it and say, this is my life. Even if the woman is completely, outrightly disrespectful to him. This is why you'll see me speak to the gentleman sometimes. Say, hey, it's okay to leave. Don't play equality with your woman. You need to lead, right? But they actually have a hard time leaving. It's not something they can complain. It's like, what, leaving? I got married to this woman because it's a commitment for life. Again, there's a part of the man's brain that separates, that compartmentalizes away from bad behaviors, right? Learning the right skills to actually sustain marriage. Okay? So when you say it's financially, that means it sounds like a bunch of young men that have been having conversation about marriage and say, yeah, it's cheaper to keep her. I hear that all the time. It's usually unmarried men that talk like that. Does that make sense? They have the most to lose financially. It's usually divorcees or single unmarried men that are talking about that all the time. Okay? Most men inside the marriage, presently in the marriage, is the last thing on their mind. Okay? Yvette says, I agree with Cynthia's statement. Hopefully, I break that down a little bit more. Men are so complex, so you don't want divorce, but you are acting like we're precisely. Okay, D-Love, precisely. Okay? If we're generalizing, of course, right? Precisely. All right? So, yeah, it's a little bit more, it's much more, the reality is much more complex than the internet talking points. It's cheaper to keep her. Only divorcees and single men talk like that. Presently married men. That's why most men, when they are asked for divorce, when their wife comes, most men that were asked for divorce that chop breakfast, right? When they ask them for divorce, it's always a shock. They don't see it coming. They're like, they don't see it coming like that. It's not. No, they don't. Most of them. There's exception, of course, right? Most of them don't see it coming. They don't see it coming. Most of them are not aware they have bad controlling behavior. Okay, it's usually a shocking thing to them. Like, what do you mean? Right? Instead, they would deflect. They would say, "This woman go and sit down somewhere," right? Because they really at the back, like very subconsciously, you're not going anywhere either. That makes sense. But it's always come as a shocker. Why? Because they're not sitting and say, what are the pros and the ways and all. No, right? But women, especially modern women in these modern times, the numbers indicate that at some point, usually years after they started thinking about it, they will pull the plug. Right? A typical man does not understand that until he experiences breakfast. There are a lot of young people are reading internet rhetorics, usually written by people with certain types of experiences, right? And they are regurgitating the talking points. Okay. So anyway, I wanted to let's do this. We're 1 minute after the top of the hour. I want to get into the next video. I'll be right back. Let's. I have some more interesting stuff. I promise. I do. All right, let's watch this video. Let's talk about seduction a little bit, right? When we talk about seduction, most people think we're talking about this only, but it actually shows up in every aspect of romantic relationships. But even beyond that, even at work, even at war, okay? So any form of negotiations, interactions, any form of interaction between human beings, you can apply seduction skills. Seduction is not just always about kerewa, okay? It's just basically learning influence with respect to value in the eyes of the beholder, not in your eyes, okay? But of course, within the confinement of your own personal values. Your personal values are different from your market value. They're different from the value in the eyes of your audience, right? But particularly, we're talking about influence. As opposed to what most people try to do, control another human being. The most common form of controlling other human beings is right and wrong. No, but you're just wrong. No, actually, you're being controlling, especially when there's no paycheck on Friday, okay? No, people should just do the right thing. I know. We all know that, but clearly that's not working for you, right? Because you're about to lose this vein. Relax. You have a much more effective power than you realize. Okay? You have a much more effective power than whatever control can do for you. Control can only go for so long. People have agency, they have autonomy of their own lives. And if they don't see value in whatever you're asking them to do, they just won't do it. So if you're not patient enough to find out what value is to the other person, you're going to miss out. So seduction is not always, this one is kind of like going that kerewa direction, but it's not just always about kerewa. Okay, I just want you to pay attention to what happened in this video. Let's go.
Yes. Hello. Foods.
Thank you. Yeah, my God.
All right, so what do you understand about what you just watched? I want to know what your thoughts are before I say anything about it. What do you understand about what you just watched? Right? Right. I want you to weigh the different options that both parties had and let's just limit it to two options, right? Two options that each one of those parties had and how they made those options, right? A woman should not, let me rewind this a little bit, right? We know that a woman should, the way she threw that food on the table initially, right? Most young men on the internet today and the most of the divorced men on the internet today, the direction they will go with this conversation is, they're not wrong, by the way. A woman should never do that. There's no reason why you should be ever disrespectful to your man, that you just throw food on the table like that. Right? Majority of them will call this man a simp. Right? Let me see. Welcome, Emperor. Emperor is here. I told you my brothers are here, right? K Baba, how far now? How you doing? Accounting says he has failed to fulfill his responsibility. Let me rewind again. What did she do? She threw the food on the table. What options was available to this man at this point? In your opinion, what options was available to him? I don't know if you noticed what just happened. Just off of this small clip we see, she was the instigator, or the initiator. I don't know what you want to call it. She's the one that made the first move. What move did she make? Look at that food. Look at that, right? So we can say, just for the sake of this conversation, she started it. Whatever was about to happen after this, she started it. You know what, most people, when people are having conflict resolutions in their marriages, most of the time they are more concerned about who started it. Who started it? We need to hold. In fact, the other day somebody said we need to have balance in this conversation. So hold everyone accountable. I was like, you go collect. You go collect. What the? Go collect what? Yeah. I want to hold accountable, right? So he had an option here. Let me see what you all are talking about. Let's see. He has failed to fulfill his responsibilities in the other room. Not necessarily. He was sitting down expecting food. Right? He was sitting down expecting food. That's all. From his wife. Let's just assume this is a wife, right? At least some kind of committed relationship is going on here, right? And she didn't have to bring the food, but she brought the food in quite a way that a lot of people will consider disrespectful, right? Look at the spoon in the middle of that tray, right? Gomez says, let me make you guys laugh first. Man food na nyash. And real man food na nyash. And real food. Oh, man's food na nyash, right? Okay. All right. She says they love that word simp. Yes, they love it. Because it's a shaming language, so instead of them engaging potential solution, they'll rather just go in the direction of trying to shame a person. It's understandable. That's what happens when you're hurt. Okay? Hurt people. It's understandable. I completely understand it. But so what did this man do, right? After that, what did he do? He had two options at this point. He could sit in that chair. Somebody else is seeing yash. Wahala. Lift weights. He lift weights? No, he doesn't lift weights. That's another conversation entirely. That's why this is about seduction. If you can't lift your wife, don't try this at home, okay? There are other seduction. It's not about, you can't come up with a bunch of talking points, rules, and then try to take this same and go and cast it on your wife. Maybe it won't work. Maybe you can't lift your wife. If you can't lift your wife, don't embarrass yourself. The point is seduction. Remember, seduction is value, right? You might try to do this with your wife and it might not work for her. Maybe because she's not that type of girl. Maybe she doesn't like being dismissed. She doesn't like that there's issues going on and you're just going to use kerewa to push it under the rug. That one will not work for your wife. You need to know who your audience is, right? You need to know what they value, right? Don't just go and try this on your wife. But again, we can still use this to demonstrate quite a bit. Okay. I think he gave her a response she didn't expect. That's a key part of it. That's a key part of it, right? So if you're predictable, there's a good chance you don't understand seduction, right? If you're using the same tactic all the time, if you tend to say I'm sorry every time, of course, clearly that's anti-seductive, right? If you're the type that I've never said I'm sorry before, saying I'm sorry this one time can completely turn him or her on. Okay? So how would you know? I mean, that means you have to be self-aware. You need to know what your patterns are, how you've normally reacted to this type of conflict, right? Because clearly she was looking for violence. What type of violence? That's up for your imagination, right? Yeah, so it was quite spontaneous. That's a good one. Behind every woman is a man who has no idea what he has done. Yes. Right? Yes. Okay, but whatever he did here worked. Okay. But here are the two options he had. He could sit in that same chair and say, why would you do that? Like what would most husbands do? Let's be honest. Let's just be honest, okay? What would most of them do? Like, chauffeur, you want to hurt me? Why would you throw the food down like that? What the hell is going on? That's what most husbands would do. Am I capping? Abby, should I stop capping already? Am I capping? Anybody who want to call?
Stop the cap.
Right? Why would you throw this kidney down like that? Do you want to break it? Even if he knows that she's already upset, maybe they had an argument, she went to the kitchen and stuff like that. That's what most of them would do. Right? It's not about the particular actions you're looking at. It's about understanding it at an in-depth level, right? It's a slightly toxic way of conflict resolution, to be honest. It depends. You need to understand the individuals you're dealing with to be able to make such a statement. We don't know them, right? So I need a little bit more from you to tell me what you mean by that. This is understanding each other. I would take away the each other part. We put too much weight on simultaneously understanding each other. It's unrealistic expectations for the most part. I'm going to give him most of the credit. Okay, because he's the one on the receiving end. He's in a position where he can overreact. So I will not be giving the credit to both of them. At least for the context of this conversation. Okay, because again, I keep saying it, I don't know what happened there, right? Maybe he had offended her already before, I don't know, right? But what I'm saying is that he could literally claim domestic violence right there. Because she threw that thing on the table and you could see the tray sliding almost like it's about to slide, or the food almost sliding like it's about to slide off of that. And almost like it's a shock to her. She wasn't expecting, she started smiling, right? All right, good. Let's keep going. Let me see. I'm just curious to see what are your thoughts about this. Some people become addicted to the fight and make up sex. Yes, because again, we're talking seduction. If you tend to do this over and over again, it won't have the same effect. That's anti-seductive because she could tell you're about to be. It's manipulative. Manipulation is the word, right? And she will push against that if that's the case at some point. It won't work anymore because again, you're predictable, right? So, and you're right, it can be a very toxic, if that's what you meant earlier, yes, that could be a very toxic cycle. Fight and make up sex type of scenario instead of resolving the actual issue. Yes, it depends on the individual too, right? Some women, that's just what they like. They don't want you to overreact. They want you to, don't take me too seriously. Don't take what I'm like. Can you, like, I'm upset, but make me smile. There's some women like that. If that's your woman, you should know that. If you don't know that, you're not paying attention, right? We're talking just the men to the woman side today. We'll talk about the woman side another day, I guess, right? Right? But what was the result of that, right? The next time she was bringing food, she said, my husband, blah, blah, blah. There's a clear difference between the way she's performing the same activity, right? They're probably doing a skit, but this shows up in your life every time. Okay, they're probably in a skit, but it shows up in your life every time. It's about not overreacting to issues, right? It takes a lot more strength to not overreact to a clear issue. The way she just threw that tray on the table, right? It takes strength, right? To the way he stood up, you would think maybe that could have been, God forbid, a dirty slap, right? Maybe not a slap, that's extreme, right? We should never tolerate that or normalize that, right? Maybe it's a grab, like, why would you do that? Right? Can you see that? Can you picture that? Like, why would you throw this straight down like that, right? Like that aggression, right? The anger, right? It almost seems like that's what she was expecting, but she got something else. Look at that. Because she seemed like she was like, what's about to happen? But then the next thing, he carried he carried his weight, like K Baba said, right? So, and the outcome of that is that now, as a human being, are you always going to be ready for this? No, you're going to fall apart sometimes. You're not going to be able to catch this all the time, but awareness is half the battle won. Just being aware that you shouldn't be overreacting. Don't overreact, okay? That's a key. That's blanket across the board. Whatever reaction you normally give, try to flip it this time around. But listen actively to whoever you're dealing with, right? What's the issue, right? So even after talking about, listen actively to what the issue is, and then see if you can serve from that standpoint. And then it's probably going to be easier for you to create the outcome you're looking for. Remember, we're still talking about the outcome you're looking for, right? But on the internet, no one is patient. Everybody just want to talk a quick fix. No, put that in a place right now. No, he deserved that. Like, that's what most people want to talk about. That's why I take my time in this conversation, because in real life, you will have to take your time. Because what's the point? You're not rushing anywhere, right? Welcome, Just Jay. All right. Oh, they effing and fighting. Some people love that madness. Yeah, that's toxic. No, that's not good. As a person gets older and long in a relationship, the conji part starts to dwindle. I feel there should be other activities to resolve matters. Yeah, that's because, again, you're focused on the actual activities here. It's about listening first, right? If you look here, it looks like a man who knows his wife. She's upset. It's like, okay, right? That's what it looks like. But again, in real life, you need to know what you're doing. Don't just go and, remember I said it, don't just go and try this with your woman. She might not be interested in this, right? Yeah, there are other things. Definitely should come up with other things. We just wrapped up a topic on if all men cheat. Was capping for his brothers. Now we're on seduction. Yeah. Black men don't cheat. Just Jay. Is that correct? That's correct, right? Black men don't cheat, right? Cynthia said, but Ola, this is seduction. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's see. This is where emotional intelligence and maturity play a role, as it requires understanding how to apologize and make it up to her in her love language. I like the in her language part. Okay, the whole five love language book is a seduction tool. All right, that's what it is. It's not a tool for you to manipulate your partner. Okay, it's not a tool for you to say, but you should have known. You did know my love language. No, that's anti-seductive behavior. Okay, it's actually a seduction tool. Okay, all right. So let's see. Carrying his weight. I didn't say that, Ochinye. You said that. Anyway, hey, Miss Colley, good to see you. Let's do this. Let's go to the next one here. I'll be right back. Just something to pay attention to. Instead, the point I wanted to really point out is that he had two options, okay? He had two options. He can overreact or he can do something else. Whatever the something else is always the best choice. It's not about carrying your wife, okay? It's about don't overreact. Instead, look at it as an opportunity to seduce your partner. That's the point of the conversation. Okay, anytime there's crisis, it's an opportunity because you are at a lower level. Okay, there's some kind of something that's at a lower level of vibration going on. It's an opportunity for you, either as a man or a woman, to elevate things, right? What most of us take it as is an opportunity to overreact, an opportunity to spell out all the boundaries. Boundaries. That's what most people are like. These are my boundaries. That's what most people are doing these days, forgetting that this person is a person we're doing life together, right? That's really the point of that conversation. And I hope that helps. All right, let's go. Let's move on to the next one. Let's go. All right, let's talk about side chicks. Remember, we're supposed to talk about side chicks earlier. Somebody had a comment. Let me see if I can find that comment now. Let's see. Let me see. I don't have it. Anyway, let's go into it. Let me play this video.
Hello,
take your time because side chicks are part of marriage.
Oh my God.
And they are the medium by which men grow longer.
Here we go
older,
again.
and they don't die prematurely.
Because I'm always going to have a problem. Hold on. I'm always going to have a problem with you.
Let me finish it. When I finish,
you
hold on. Let me finish.
On TV when
let me finish. Because you are not coming. I know more people are watching than you. You are sitting here every day. I come one day.
How do you know more than me?
Because anytime you sit on TV, people know Bella has come. Me, I just came. And I know everybody's watching. Now watch it. Hear me, Cookie. I keep saying this thing, but you don't get it. I'm saying that side chicks are part of the marriage structure. God blesses side chick. There's no curse on the side.
Jesus is Lord.
All right. Your take. Side chicks are part of marriage, he said. Side chick are part of marriage. I want to know what your thoughts are. Okay. It's kind of similar to what we're talking about, I guess. But cheating doesn't mean you have a whole side chick, right? Cheating could be just in passing, right? But this guy is saying side chicks are part of marriage. What's your take on this? I'm curious. Is it sense or nonsense? Sense or nonsense? If you agree with him, put a 1 in the chat. Right? If you agree with him, put a 1 in the chat. Wait, then side chick will have to become part of marriage. All messy boots. Now, I'm not sure if that's the same guy, right? Right? I'm not sure if that's the same guy. Right? Let's see. more like, let me play it.
Hello, take your time because side chicks are part of marriage.
Oh my God.
And they are the medium by which men grow longer.
Here we go again.
And he said they are the medium by which, this guy is actually pulling out his dictionary meanings. They are the medium by which men grow longer or grow old longer. Let me see.
God.
And they are the medium by which men grow longer.
Here we go
older,
again.
And they don't die prematurely.
They grow longer, elder, and they don't die prematurely. He says, hey,
number 2.
Can't make this shit up, right?
Can I finish?
Problem. Hold on. I'm always going to have a problem with
always
you.
Let me finish it. When I finish, you hold on. Let me finish.
On TV when
let me finish because you are now coming. I know more people are watching than you. You are sitting here every day. I come one day.
How do you know more than
because
me?
anytime you sit on TV, people know Bella has come. Me, I just came, and I know everybody's watching. Now watch it. Hear me, Cookie. I keep saying this thing, but you don't get it. I'm saying that. Get it. So I'm saying that side chicks are part of the marriage structure. God bless.
Part of the marriage structure. I love my Ghanaian people. Part of the marriage structure. Chinye, I didn't ask anybody to put 2 in the chat. Where's the 2 coming from? What does the 2 mean? I said put 1 in the chat. Right? What's the option 2 that he's wrong? Like nonsense. I hope he feels the same with side chick. But we already had a conversation about why men are more likely to engage in extramarital affairs, right? We know ladies, this is you capping now big time. You're capping big time.
Stop the cap.
We know that the last thing that you want to do, generally speaking, is to have side dick. We know that. Why are we bringing it in the conversation now? Shebi agreed earlier when we were talking about it, right? Titi Layo, shout out to you, says it's nonsense. And then Gomez says, come to think of it, side chicks enjoy more than main chick or wife. In some cases, I have seen, well, some, right? No, no, that's not my intentions, just Jay. It sounds like the other guy, right? I thought so too. The same accent and they're both Ghanaians. If side chick are part of marriage, then side dick are also a part of marriage. But that's cap. You're capping big time on your coffee break. Okay. If you are capable of that, most women are not capable of that. We said that earlier in the article, right? He needs treats his food. He needs treats in his food. Wow. 2 means we no agree. Okay. Seriously though, I find his attitude disgusting. He's serious.
I know more people are watching than you. You are sitting here every day. I come one day.
How do you know more than me?
Because anytime you sit on TV, people know Bella has come. Me, I just came, and I know everybody's watching. Now watch it.
He said he just came. And anyway, side chicks get to have fun and don't have to worry about bills and everyday life. Yeah, some people. Well, I don't know. I'm not getting what his context is, honestly. I don't know if he's trying to say it should be or it is, right? For a lot of people, for some marriages, like Cynthia said, obviously, it's part of some people's experience. But he made a point here, and I wanna see what you think about it, right?
And they are the medium by which men grow longer.
Here we go
older,
again.
and they don't die prematurely.
It said men don't die prematurely when they have side chicks. Is there some level of truth to that, right? Is this a form of soft life for men? Is that what we're talking about? I'm curious. I want to know what your thoughts are anyway around this. There's some studies out there, dig up a little bit more around, men. But I think studies actually show more that men live longer when they're inside of a marriage, and it's the opposite for women. There's some studies out there about that. Okay, and a lot of people are using that studies wrongly. Okay, but there is studies out there that says otherwise. But let me see here. And they still have their main and side bolas. Yeah, not the majority of women. There may be maybe to boost their test levels. County says it's a sad reality. We're not endorsing this behavior, but this is what makes up some households. This man, if he doesn't have a side chick, he might have a terrible life experience. His way, that's the picture he's painting. The way he's able to maintain himself emotionally is giving himself this freedom to just step out and have fun out there and just take care of provide for the household. That's about it. The rest of it is like, we know that this is true in a lot of households in Nigeria. Am I lying? Right? Am I lying? Married men have lower test levels. What do you mean by test levels? You mean testosterone or test actually being tested? What do you mean? He an entitled fool. Okay. All right, Just Jay. I do feel a lot of people's marriages are still holding because the side chick is... This is the point I'm making, Cynthia. This is the point I was trying to make. Thank you for that. I do feel a lot of people's marriages are still holding because the side chick is keeping the man busy outside. But is that a good thing? Because, testosterone, is that what you mean? Oh, okay. They're lower on testosterone? Maybe, right? So, I think that's the point he was trying to make. But is that a healthy thing in the long run? In the short term, you're able to get by every day. But in the long run, is that a healthy thing? Is that a healthy lifestyle for a man? Right? Because there's a certain lifestyle that comes with keeping side chicks on a consistent basis. Is that good for a man in the long run? These are my questions. These are my honest questions. So many men die prematurely because complicated side chick issues. Well, the same thing can be happening some, right? Just like some, right? On the other side, right? Yes, they do die early. Watch the ID channel. Better. Sad, but some people's reality. Anyway, the question is that, let's say this is a reality, right? For you, you feel like the side chick is soft life. I can't come and kill myself. And you're maintaining a lifestyle around this, right? Is this a wise way to move in life in the long run? Right? A lot of people live two different lives, right? A lot of people are not really polygamous, but they have that two different lives. A lot of people start shaking. They have to lie. You have to lie every day to cover your tracks, right? So, I don't know. It's a question that I honestly have for people who have seen this around them. I want to know in the comments, in the chats later on, what your thoughts are about this. It's not healthy either way, right? Well, in the short term, we know it can make you feel good, just feelings, right? We know it's not healthy at all, right? But you can get some type of feeling like, I can't come and kill myself type of feeling, right? In the long run, is this a good thing? Does this create a net positive effect on your life? And in the long run, the chickism doesn't work. No, it is not right, but some people enjoy it, so it won't end anytime soon. Yeah, I think the people that participate in this know that it is not right, but they do, right? So anyway, that's just a question for everyone else that will be watching this as time goes on. But this Baba, not something else, not character. But yes, I'll be right back. I want to try to do pa today, right? I'll be right back. All right, so there's this common saying that I am not ready for relationship. I am just not ready. I am not in that space. I keep hearing it. It's either I hear it like that or I hear some form of different version of it or paraphrase version of it, right? And I know that many of you, majority of you believe that this is a real thing. I'm just not ready, okay? Some people are just not ready. It's my choice to be single. So here's my question, okay? I'm not sure if that's what I'm hearing. I want to ask you honestly, right? What percentage of people are actually single by choice? Of all single people. What percentage of all single people are actually single by choice? That's my question for you. Everyone in the chat, I need you to participate. what percentage? Just give me just off your mind. What 20%, 30%, 90%. Consider the fact that we do live in these times and people do have options and choices, right? It's internet age. People can, anytime they are ready, they can jump onto a dating app and swipe, match. Okay, swipe, right? Consider that, right? My question to you is that what percentage, right? What percentage? Let me put that on the screen so you guys can see it clearly. What percentage of single people are actually single by choice? Are actually single by choice. Now, the point of this segment is I want to demonstrate something for you, okay? I want to demonstrate something for you. That's the question right there. What percentage of single people are actually single by choice? You could guess, you could Google it, whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it, right? Let me see. I'm coming to the chat in a second. I want to see what you think, right? It's become a talking point. Like, as in, people just say sometimes they're not thinking about what they're saying. They just say it, right? So, but I want to know what you think about that. Let's see. There's a quote here that says, while about 31% of US adults say they are single. So 31% of US adults, that's United States. I live in the United States, so that's the number I'm pulling. Right? Cynthia says 20%. So you think about 20% of singles are actually single by choice. Okay. Gomez says, I know Sabi statistics. Me too, myself. I don't blame you, I beg. Let me guess, maybe 40%. Single by choice, right? Actually single by choice. Let me see. Did I put that? Yeah, I put actually. Because single by choice, okay, you know, if I say, what percentage of single people are single by choice? Enough people will say, you know, I'm single by choice. Before they think about it, okay? Before they actually think about their reality, they will just say it, right? But I want to know the actually single by choice, as in, I serve breakfast to someone and I'm choosing that the next 5 to 7 years, I want to be alone. Okay? In addition to that, these are two things. Okay? The first, serve breakfast is not required. Okay? But I chose to be alone as an adult, a single person for the next a certain umpteen number of years, right? And in fact, there are opportunities all the time, but I have to say no at least once every other month, okay? Now, that no every other month for ladies is probably a lot more easier. Let's be honest, okay? For men, that's going to be a hard one, okay? Why? Because for the most part, women are not running around the streets toasting people, okay? But you said you have to say no to a person who actually wants to take it to that level. Somebody that you know, not just random anybody. Somebody that you know that, if I didn't set this thing for myself, if I'm not in some type of solitude, time away, work on myself, self-discovery. We talked about self-discovery yesterday, right? If I wasn't in the middle of my self-discovery mode and I must maintain it for 3 years, right? I will be eating this guy all up right now. Right? Pause. Right? Or that girl. Like, that's my wife right there. But, you know, I'm single by choice. What percentage of single people are actually single by choice? I hear it a lot. The way I hear it, it seems like 100% of single people are single by choice. You know, I'm just human too. Maybe it's just the way my brain is exaggerating it, okay? Right? But the way I hear it, it's like 100% of singles are now single by choice. Okay? And when I saw an article earlier today, I was like, this is going to be an interesting. I want to see what people have to say about this. So again, Cynthia says 20%. Gomez says 40%. D-Love says 10%. Indy Tony says 25%. D-Love says 31% is pretty. 31% are single, not by choice, but single period in the US, right? And it actually says 31% of US adults. So we're not including children or anything like that, right? Right. So between 20 to 40% of this 31%, is that what you're saying? Everyone wants to be in a relationship. Single by choice could be due to bad experiences, maybe 30%. That's interesting. But here's what I want to point out here. Okay. So let's say the 31% of US adults. Let me see the population of US adults. Population of US adults. I think it should be what? 100 million? Of US adults. I think it's population of US adults. It's not 300 million. That's everyone. Of United States adult, USA adults. It's got to be probably around 100 million. Let me put children. Put children and subtract. Say Google Note did that smart. I can't see that number. Let's just say 100 million US adults, right? That means about 30 million single. Okay. So out of this 30 million single people, what percentage are single by choice is the question. Okay, Ola, tell us. Okay, tell us. Just go ahead and tell us. I don't know it. I'm actually asking, to be honest. I don't know how to begin to answer that question. I don't know. But I think it's a good question. I would just be curious because again, the way it feels when people want to have this conversation, either we want to have conversation around singlehood, which is a fantastic status to have because you have an opportunity to learn a lot about yourself, that you might not be able to learn inside relationships. There's some things about yourself, like you said yesterday, a lot of things about yourself that you're going to learn inside of relationships that you can't learn outside of relationships. But there's some things that you can learn about yourself that you can only learn being single, especially if you were in a relationship before. Okay? So it's like when we start to have this conversation, I hear lots of cap. That's where this is coming from. And when we can tell ourselves,
Stop the cap.
if we can have this conversation from at least a self-honest place, like let me be honest with you, most of us tell ourselves lies to make ourselves feel better. One of the lies we might be telling ourselves to make ourselves feel better is this, right? Like I have options. No, you don't have options like that, okay? You have illusion of options. The internet creates illusion of options, right? But we're talking about exercisable options, not options that are just, oh yeah, that could be it. It's exercisable options. It's not readily available like that because if it was, the truth is that as human beings, one of our basic human needs, emotional human needs, is connection. Number 4. That's the reality. But let me play this video for you of how it plays out to a person who says, I don't want to be in a relationship right now. If that was a real thing at all, right? This is how it play out. So is there no answer? I don't know, the answer is that it's not 100% because that's what it sounds like a lot of times, right? But I just want to use this to demonstrate what it looks like if there's such a thing as a person that says, I don't want to be in a relationship. If you say that, right, the answer is that the options you've had, you don't want to be in a relationship with these people. Okay, that's the reality, right? If you did, right, you would break all your rules. Okay, you would. Okay, you would. Oh, I know I told myself 6 months, but nah, I'm not gonna let this slip away. It's not It's not a pragmatic decision like that. It's basically feelings. The feelings will take you over. You'll find yourself breaking your own rules. Okay? And this is how real life works when it comes to feelings. But let me play this video for you, and then I want you to see how it works when the person says when you're not ready. This video says when you're not ready for a relationship, but you find out she can cook African food. But I just want to see it demonstrated.
Ooh, thank you. Wow. Damn. So like I was saying, I'm not really ready for a relationship right now. We should just stay friends. I think we're better off as friends.
Really?
You cook this? The pan de jam and the egusi? Yeah? By yourself. You cook this by yourself. And the goat meat too? You cook the goat meat. You cook this. You are a mumu man. I got you something. Put this on, listen. Put this on. Put this ring on, right? Put this on, take this. We're getting married. You know what I'm saying to you? Put this ring on. Okay? I'm moving in. You'll be mumu. Bills, we could split it half.
Oh, Lord. All right. A little jokey, okay? All right. But the reality is that when you do find, you will know, okay? We're trying to bring everything down to exact science, and I think that's hurting more than anything else. Let's keep having the conversation, okay? I don't expect anyone to admit to anything on the streets of this YouTube or any kind of social media platform. That's not what I'm saying. But then they're also very quick to cap big time, okay? And I just don't want to be in it, right? Really. But this one, Ikuonje, is food that will kill this one, right? Choosing to remain single is not a bad thing, and it's allowed, but it's not for everyone. That wasn't the question. If you're capable of doing that, sure. I'm sure you have your reasons. The question is, how many people are actually capable of doing that when the options are there? That's the actual question. It's almost no one. Almost. My answer is almost no one is capable. If you were presented with an option that tickles your fancy like that, attraction at all levels, wife, husband material, right? And you're just going to be like, yeah, but I have that rules that are set for myself. How many of people, single people, are capable of maintaining such rules? My answer is almost none. Okay, as opposed to the flip side that we hear in the talking point all the time, right? It's easier said than done because we're humans. It's okay. Connection is part of our needs, right? So if you're at least aware that you're a normal human being like the rest of us, you give yourself a little bit of grace, then it'll be easier for you to give other people grace, okay? But when we put ourselves on these pedestals, we fall off every single time. I keep telling you, we fall off every single time. I would decline the relationship based on how loud he chews. Yeah, definitely. Facts. I was about to say something about that. Like, why is his mouth smacking like that, right? What you get married and she will never cook again. So it's completely terrible reason to give someone a ring or day. That's why I say you be mumu or day. Food will make you want to marry somebody. Yeah, that's sad. But I think it's a skit. The gist is that if you find a person that you really fancy, you will break your rules. Okay? If you don't like them enough, then it's easy to slide in there. No, I'm just single right now. I'm single by choice. I don't want a relationship right now. Obviously, it's easier to say that at that point, right? For a typical person. Adebusola, welcome. Good to see you. She says, when I was single, it was by choice because I felt it will interfere with my goal at the time. I strongly believe that I wasn't ready at the time. How many options did you turn down at the time? That's the question I have for you, Adebusola. At that time, how many viable real-life options and how long was it, right, did you turn down at the time? then I can receive that in good faith, right? Rebecca, good to see you. Why do people choose to be single? That's also another question. Why would you choose to be single if you were presented with a Proverb 31 wife? Gentlemen, why would you choose to be single? Right? Why would you choose to be single if you were presented with a husband material? What is a good reason to choose to be single? A good reason that Busola said here is she wasn't ready. Sometimes you just know you're not ready. All right. So, just not ready. Well, we don't want to get into details. There's so many reasons why people may feel they're not ready. If you're coming out of, like, let's say you're divorced, right? And you're fresh, or you just broke up from a long-term relationship, that is a good reason to stay single for a while. You know, that's a good reason right there. So I think it's a thing, you know. But again, this is just an attempt to get a little bit deeper into what are the thought processes going on. Debusola Sokwe, 5 options. Okay, all right. Those 5 options were just husbands. You just said no. Debusola, you know I love you. You know I love you, right?
Stop the cap.
You know I love you, right? I have fancied people and it look all the way for me to say no for reasons against my values. Values, right? Again, it still comes down to you just don't like that person enough. I can blanket all of that into you just don't like that person enough. That person is not fitting into your ideal the way you like. There's enough space for me to say no. But a lot of it has nothing to do with your will, your strong will to say no against your feelings. A lot of that is, it just doesn't feel right. Right? Listen, maybe I'm confused. But you get the gist. Okay? You get the gist. In fact, the point of this conversation is that it's okay to be single. Okay? It's okay to be single. There's no need for you to ever need to justify that you're single. There's zero need for it. That's the point of this conversation. Okay? Singlehood is a good point. It's a good stage in life to appreciate. Because, listen, enjoy it while it lasts. Because if you're hot like that, once you get off the market, that's another phase entirely. There's going to be a learning process. There's going to be learning curves. There's going to be growing pain, right? You might have moments where you start missing that you're single again. So enjoy it while it lasts. That's the whole point of this. There's no need ever. Don't put yourself in that position where you have to be capping. That is by choice. No, there's no need. If you're single, you're single. It's something to own with your full chest. It's a beautiful phase in life. Okay, it's particularly what will make you appreciate if you do end up in a relationship later on. Don't forcefully exit yourself out of singlehood. Don't do that. Okay. And by the way, it needs to feel right. Yeah, particularly feelings. If you know that something is rubbing you off, and you don't have to rush yourself into a situation that you will rush out of. Let me see. Accountant says, I initially believed that my financial situation was the issue, but even after improving my finances, I realized that money is never an issue. Men give this money example all the time. I'm just not ready. It's never the issue. It's never the issue. Okay? Right? It's never the issue. It's something you should work on. Make sure, try your best to be prepared to be able to take care of one person plus a few other people as a man. You should, because finances can create unnecessary pressure. Right? But don't cast that excuse on yourself as an excuse. When you see a beautiful, sometimes all you need is to meet that beautiful lady, right? And say, I like you. These are my future. This is what we're taking. This is what I'm looking forward to in the next 5 years. And you engage that person in a romantic way. And sometimes that headspace is what you need as inspiration to even move through some of the next stages in your personal career. Don't hold yourself hostage, is all I'm trying to say, with your own talking points. Gomez say I no agree. I don't know which part you no agree. Explain. Elaborate. I realized I was afraid to approach a lady and commitment and not wanting to give up my peace of mind. Yes, especially if you've been listening to a lot of stuff around that rhetoric. Yes, that's very, very real. You know, and then before you know it, you will start creating talking points to justify the BS, meaning you're disengaging from the actual issues, right? Good point. Good point, accounting. Accounting, are you a guy? I guess you're a guy. I'm dead serious. People think I was crazy. Debusola, I understand those people, right? By the way, I didn't say 100% of people never make that choice. I never said that, you know, but I think most people are capping big time, you know. I put my feelings aside. None of us can do that. All of us, the only thing we care about is our feelings, including me, including my talking point right now. Okay? No one gives a shit about anything outside of their feelings. Write that down, take it to the bank every day of the week, including the ones that claim they're talking logic, including the one that they're claiming that they're talking from data stats. They have to interpret the data and the stats with their feelings. So putting your feelings aside, Gome, you know I love you.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap. But sometimes people want their space. Yeah, you want your space. When you want your space, you don't like the person trying to enter that space enough. When you like them enough, you welcome them to your space. It could be a temporary thing too, right? It could be you're married actually and you need your space. You have like your own little corner in the house, right? So, hey, let's see. On your coffee break says, I made a choice to be single for a while because I lost my fiance that I loved so much. I felt grief. Yes, I like that. That sounds more of an holistic, how should I say it? Yeah, that sounds more like reality right there. And I think it's a smart choice to make if you're coming out of a relationship if you're coming out of a relationship, you know another cap that people make is like, oh yeah, we both decided to break up. Cap. There's no both.
Stop the cap.
Somebody served the breakfast. Who served the breakfast? It is okay. Last, everybody go chop breakfast. Who served the breakfast? This is a very, very important information for yourself. Not for me. Don't give that to me. For the mirror, the person in the mirror. Okay? And if you're coming, either you're the one serving the breakfast or you're the one being served breakfast, it tampers with your ability to be vulnerable at the level you need to engage romantic relationships. So you need to make sure that you take the time to center yourself well, and you can make that choice on that time. So it's a matter of, are you allowing a person to your space or are you going all the way? You can say, hey, I'm hanging out with this dude right now, but I don't want to go to that level of commitment. We're in a talking stage. Some people don't like talking stage, but it's okay, actually. It's okay to have talking stage. Talking stage doesn't mean you're smashing. It doesn't have to mean that. If that's against your standards, okay? But you can actually engage friendship with a person until you're ready, right? You can do that. That's also a part of the whole equation. But you see how we just had the conversation for about 20 minutes? The reality is that you can't give me a one answer like that. Oh, I'm just single by choice. What do you mean? Kilo mean. It's another one of those statements that want me to say, Kilo mean by single by choice. That's all I'm saying. Kilo mean ma by you are single by choice. How many people have given you a ring in that period of time, right? That you're saying you're single by choice. Now, Adebusola said people thought I was crazy. I can understand why those people say that. Of course, you're not crazy. Maybe you just understand things at that level, but most people don't. I agree that people should not forcefully exit themselves out of being single. However, enjoy it while it lasts. Yes, that's basically that's part of the major points in this. When you've been single for a long period, it can be even more difficult to open up for someone new. Yes, it could be a trust issue. Let's talk about the trust issue, not the single by choice. The single by choice thing is almost like it doesn't exist. Like I said, it's a non-existence thing. It's almost always cap. What about the trust issues? Are you having issues trusting people to come into your world at that level? Are you comfortable being single? That's a real thing. Even though you might not want to be single, but you could be comfortable being single if you've been single for a while, right? So it's a self-reflection that you have to what do I really want? You might just want to be single for life. That's fine too. But you have to be honest with yourself, because if you're not honest with yourself, your feelings are in phases. You might be in the phase later on and you'll be like, why did I make that stupid choice? Right? So you just want to make sure you self-reflect properly and make sure you're on the same page with your reality. Right? I personally chose not to remain single in this next chapter of my life. Gome, you don't want to remain single in the next chapter of your life? I think you can do it. I think you can do it. See, when it comes to marital status in general, I think wherever you are in life, whatever God has given you in terms of status, you need to embrace it and make the most out of it. If you don't know how to do that, either we're talking single, marriage, divorce, complicated is a little weird, right? Talking stage, right? All those things, wherever they are, appreciate that status you're in. Okay? Edify yourself, love yourself in that status. Because if you take care of yourself, if you engage with self-development, you need to be anal about that, right? You will become some of the hardest people on the market. It's very, very simple, okay? It's not a guarantee that you will find somebody. It's a guarantee that you will have an awesome life, okay? If you're having an awesome life, it's only natural that other people want to be a part of that life. If you take your focus off of yourself and where God placed you at any point in time, you make things worse. Okay? And dare I say it, it doesn't matter how old you are. Wherever you are, embrace it. But part of your needs as a human being is connection. You need to learn how to connect with other people, social skills, emotional intelligence. If you are good at those things, you'll be fine. Not just fine, you'll be one of the best in this marketplace, a very active marketplace, and there's a good chance other people will want to do life with you. So put your focus back on self always. Always. Okay? Ola, I was talking about something completely differently in my former comments. You missed. I probably did. I'm always lagging behind on this. Thank you. Sorry about that. Countess says it's crucial to first find true happiness within yourself before entering a relationship so that you don't rely on someone else for your... We talked about that yesterday. If what you mean is that it's an ongoing thing for the rest of your life, I agree 100%. If you're meaning like this phase only, no, it's an ongoing thing for the rest of your life. You should be able to take care of yourself emotionally in terms of happiness, okay? Because other people will mimic your level of self-respect and self-love anyway, okay? Again, the focus goes back on self, okay? But don't use that to hold yourself hostage in singlehood by using talking point. Let me tell you why I'm pushing against this single by choice stuff. If you truly don't mean it and you say it loud enough, people will mimic that. Like, you're single by choice, by yourself. It probably shows in other aspects of your rhetorics and how your attitude about life, and nobody wants to be a part of that. Just in case that's not what you mean. So don't speak that out into the air where it's too loud and people are like, oh, she says she's single by choice. It's not just a single by choice. There's a good chance you're copying in many other areas of life, in the way you talk, your attitude about life, and nobody wants to be a part of that. Just so you know. If you mean that, then by all means, please, by your full chest. You know, because I'm sure you have your good reasons. Maybe because you're coming out of a situation, you're supposed to work on yourself, make sure you're good, make sure you're healed before you try to jump into something else. You know, in all of this, I'm on the same page with you, you know. But I'm only 4 minutes over time today, okay? I need to give myself a round of applause, don't you think? All right, so that's all I have for you today. All right, we'll be back here at 5 p.m. tomorrow. I do want to keep it down to 2 hours as much as possible. I want you to go back to your family, go spend some time with your family, jump on the phone with your friends before the night runs out. go to bed if you're in the UK. Okay, go and get some rest, right? But tomorrow we'll be back here having these types of conversation, talking about relationship, power, seduction, attraction, right? Value, patience, love, all those things, right? And we'll be back here tomorrow talking about it, right? So hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.